Sunshine State, Hurricane State, more like it. Florida, land of sunshine, oranges, and hurricanes. Yep, that's right. We love Florida for those tropical cyclones. Not so much. Florida's a prime target. Why? Think location. 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 Nestled in the southeastern U.S., is basically a sitting duck for these swirling storms. And let's be honest, with a peninsula jutting out into the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, hugging its other side, Florida's practically begging for it. These aren't your grandma's afternoon showers, folks. We're talking torrential rains, ferocious winds, and storm surges that make the ocean look like it wants to join the party inland. Not the fun kind of party either. The Sunshine State's history is littered with hurricane tales. Some are just whispers, others left scars that still make you go, whoa, Mother Nature, you okay? Point is, hurricanes are a part of life here, like Mickey Mouse and questionable tan line.
Let's talk geography, shall we? Florida's shape is unique. Picture a peninsula, right, sticking out into the warm waters of the Atlantic. Now imagine the Gulf of Mexico getting cozy on the other side. Recipe for disaster? Kind of. Warm water is like a hurricane's energy drink. The hotter it is, the stronger these storms get. And guess what? Florida's surrounded by the bathtub temperature waters these cyclones crave. Then there's the flatness. Florida's terrain, pancake flat. No mountains to slow down a hurricane's wind party. They just waltz in, feet up, ready to wreak havoc. And don't even get me started on the coastline, thousands of miles of it, all vulnerable to a hurricane's wrath. Think of it like this: more coastline equals more beachfront property for a hurricane to trash. Remember 1992, MC Hammer was telling us you can't touch this? Well, Hurricane Andrew didn't get the memo. This Category 5 beast slammed into South Florida, and boy did it leave a mark. We're talking 165 miles per hour winds, folks. That's like a cheetah on a sugar rush, but way less cute. Homes were reduced to rubble, trees uprooted like they were just twigs. It was like a scene out of a disaster movie, but tragically real. Andrew caused billions in damages. Billions? That's enough to buy everyone in Florida a lifetime supply of sunscreen, with some left over for aloe vera. But here's the thing about Andrew. It wasn't just about the destruction. It was a wake-up call. It taught us that even the strongest structures can crumble, and even the most prepared folks can get caught off guard. Look, hurricanes are fickle beasts. They're like that friend who says they'll be there at 8 but shows up at 10 with a llama. Unpredictable. You can track them, sure. We've got satellites, fancy computer models, the works. But sometimes these storms just swerve. They intensify rapidly, take unexpected turns, leaving everyone scrambling. That's why being prepared is key. Think of it like this. You wouldn't go on a date without showering and putting on clean underwear, right? Right? Same goes for hurricanes. Always be ready for the unexpected. Because in Florida, when it comes to hurricanes, the only constant is change itself. And that's scarier than Sheldon Cooper trying to explain string theory after a six-pack of Red Bull.
Section 5, bracing for the big one. How Floridians can weather the storm. All right, let's get down to brass tacks. A hurricane's knocking on your door. What do? First off, don't panic. Panicking is for amateurs and seagulls who just realized they stole your sandwich. Got a hurricane kit? No? Get on that. Water, non-perishable food, batteries, flashlights, first aid kit, the works. It's like packing for a camping trip, except your campsite might be your living room after the storm. Next up, secure your homestead. Bring in anything that can turn into a projectile. Garden gnomes, lawn flamingos, your neighbor's annoyingly loud wind chimes. Put them away, and for the love of all that is holy, board up your windows. We're not talking duct tape and a prayer here. Get some proper plywood, people. Beyond plywood and duct tape, a deeper dive into hurricane preparedness. So, you've got your hurricane kit, your windows are boarded up tighter than a spaceship, and you've hidden all potential projectiles. Sorry, lawn flamingo. What's next? Well, communication is key. Make sure your phone's charged, you've got a NOAA weather radio handy, and you know your evacuation route. Because sometimes, the best course of action is a strategic retreat. Speaking of evacuation, pay attention to local authorities. They're not telling you to leave for funsies. They're trying to keep you safe, even if it means enduring a few hours of traffic and your Aunt Mildred's questionable casserole at the shelter. Insurance. Make sure you're covered. Because cleaning up after a hurricane is about as fun as doing taxes while being audited by a mime. Not fun at all.
Hurricane parties and other bad ideas? What not to do when the wind howls. Okay, folks, listen up. Hurricanes are serious business. This isn't the time for a hold my beer and watch this moment. So put down the chainsaw, step away from the window, and for the love of all that is good, resist the urge to throw a hurricane party. First off, electricity and water? Yeah, those are probably going to be MIA after a hurricane. So, unless you're particularly fond of lukewarm beer and showering in the rain, maybe skip the whole party thing. Secondly, going outside during a hurricane, that's a big no-no. Flying debris, downed power lines, a rogue alligator looking for a new friend. Not exactly the ingredients for a fun night out. And please, for the love of everything sacred, don't try to surf the storm surge. The ocean is not your personal wave pool, and you're not Aquaman, no matter what your Halloween costume says.
Rising from the rubble, the aftermath and the long road to recovery. So the hurricane's gone, the dust has settled, literally, and you're left staring at what used to be your neighborhood. First things first, check yourself for injuries. Then, check on your neighbors. Document the damage. Take pictures. Make notes. Because dealing with insurance companies is like trying to negotiate a peace treaty with a flock of pigeons. It's messy, it's frustrating, and you'll probably need a lot of patience, and maybe some birdseed. Clean up safely. Wear gloves, boots, the whole shebang. You don't want to add a tetanus shot to your list of post-hurricane woes. Trust me on this one. Remember, recovery takes time. Be patient, be kind to yourself and your neighbors, and don't be afraid to ask for help. After all, we're all in this together. Unless you're the one who stole the last generator from Home Depot, then you're on your own. Stay informed, stay safe, stay prepared. Your actions matter. So there you have it, folks. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly of hurricanes in Florida. But remember, knowledge is power. And when it comes to hurricanes, being prepared can mean the difference between riding out the storm and getting swept away. Stay informed, pay attention to weather reports, heed evacuation orders, and don't rely on your uncle's gut feeling about the hurricane's path. Unless your uncle is a meteorologist, in which case, listen to your uncle. Be proactive. Prepare your home, your family, and your pets. Because when a hurricane's bearing down on you, procrastination is not your friend. And finally, remember that we're all in this together. So be kind, be helpful, and let's all try to weather the storm with our sanity and our sense of humor intact. Stay safe out there, Florida. Now enough about me. Share your experiences. Have you ever been through a hurricane? What's your go-to hurricane snack? No judgment here. We've all been there. Let's chat in the comments.